What's going on with Chasing Sports and Media here? Today we're going to be discussing UFC 288, and because of how lackluster and crappy this card is, we're kind of going to focus on the TKO and the main event just for today. It is quite an underwhelming card. Obviously, Bryce Mitchell getting taken off there, Beneil Dariush and
Charles
getting taken off.
It was
rough.
like one of the main. Yeah, this card fucking blows.
It does. It kind of sucks. But I mean, we do have a good co and main, so we can definitely discuss them. And starting obviously with Gilbert, Trino Burns, and Belal Muhammad.
Yeah, even that fight. I mean, I'm really only excited. I'm way more excited to see Gilbert, that's who I would pick. I think he's gonna be able to throw bombs and probably catch him. And I don't think Belal's gonna be able to just like wrestle him and hold him down. Like I think Gilbert is more than capable on the ground as well.
When I'm looking at it, I'm looking at cardio. I'm gonna go ahead and say Gilbert Trino Burns. Then when I'm looking at grappling, I'm gonna go ahead and say Gilbert Burns. Striking, Gilbert Burns. Belal, all he has on him, in my honesty, is the wrestling ability. But once it gets to the ground, I think Gilbert's inviting that. I think he's inviting that.
He's got traps and like he's that X factor. You know, he will posture up and land bombs on you.
Jiu-Jitsu world champion too.
Right.
Like the guy will
submit you
he'll submit you if he wants
from anywhere.
To.
Right.
And even if it's not a submission, he'll get you in tricky situations where he can lay the ground and pound.
Yeah, he's. I kind of agree. I just think he is just in every aspect of mixed martial arts better.
Well, think of it as like when we looked at the Khamzat Chimaev fight, right? And that's another wrestler type.
Right.
And Gilbert was able to kind of neutralize that wrestling ability and kind of keep it up ground where they're just throwing haymakers at each other.
Right.
You know, and I do think Khamzat's a better striker than Belal Muhammad, but like in what way do we see Belal winning this fight, right?
Right.
Listen, I like Belal.
Belal versus Sean Brady, you saw Brady was able to touch him early, and like if Gilbert's able to do that, he's hitting you with some power.
Yeah,
like, that right hand, that might be it. Like,
and it was a good fight. It was a good fight for Belal to win that Sean Brady fight, but like, I mean, Gilbert's on a different level, bro. Gilbert just fought a month ago, and then he'll be fighting like 4 or 3 times this year, dude.
Yeah, he's like turn it around. Let's do it again.
He definitely he's a guy who definitely wants the belt. He wants the money. He wants the chip shot. And if he wins this, I don't see how anyone else is more deserving.
Right, for sure. I mean,
keys to victory. How do you keep
denying him?
You can't. That's
right.
How do you? Keys to victory. Like when I'm looking at Gilbert, I'm saying just play your game. Play how you play. Neutralize his wrestling like you did with Khamzat. Neutralize it and just play your game. If he wants to take it down, use your jiu-jitsu. Watch it. Get those overhands involved.
Start with your boxing.
Keep things up the middle. All the uppercuts that you do, and keep the jabs real tight because again, he's gonna try to take you down.
Right.
Absolutely. I mean, anything else you really add for Gilbert, like keys? Like I feel like that's kind of it, right?
That's pretty much I'm really rooting for him, and I would pick him for sure.
Yeah. Belal Muhammad. His keys to victory: don't show up. No. And listen, guys, Belal does have a chance. Like Belal's also a really good fighter. Like
it's points.
I'm not gonna take anything away from Belal. I think what Belal is gonna be if he can maybe somehow slip a submission in there. If he gets the back of Gilbert.
Maybe if he is able to get control time and lands and score some points from there, that could be a key for him, but. I don't know if he's going to be able to control Gilbert. That's the problem.
Avoid Gilbert's flurries. Avoid his overhands. Try to maybe do feint him. Try to use some feints. Try to counter punch. Try to counter strike. If you can wobble him, try to get a submission. Try to get an early finish because I don't think you're going to go the distance with him, especially when you're coming off a Ramadan and now you're getting in this fight. Man, you need to cut all this weight quickly. Like a 5-round fight might not be favorable for you. Right. So try to get a finish early. I mean, honestly, it's kind of hard to call for Belal Muhammad, but I just think Gilbert is the better fighter in all.
I agree, yeah.
Right, I don't think anyone else is really discussing that.
That's a tough opponent, yeah.
Yeah, so my official pick, I'm going to say Gilbert Burns, 3rd round TKO.
I'm going to co-sign that, actually. I'll take that.
Okay.
Gilbert Burns, 3rd round TKO. I like that.
Let's pull out the betting app right now and then get into it. But yeah, that's my official pick. And I really hope Gilbert gets it, and I hope he gets a title shot.
For sure. He deserves it. He's next.
He'll fight Leon.
Give it to him.
But Colby's there. But how can you justify it?
I still think it's gotta be. It's gotta be. I mean, come on, give it to Gilbert. Like
Colby should be fighting the BKFC right now. The guy hasn't fought in forever. Like,
right.
get him somewhere, dude, because he needs something.
Can't just deny everybody and then get title shot.
No. He needs something. And then you have the main event, man. Aljamain Sterling, the Funk Master, whatever that is. You have Aljamain Sterling, and you have Henry Triple C Cejudo.
Yes, sir.
Cejudo makes his I wouldn't say long awaited, but he makes his return since 2020 when he defeated Dominic Cruz.
Right. Walked away.
Did he retain? Did
As
he
the
lose?
bantamweight champ?
Okay, yeah, the bantamweight champ. Sorry. What do you think, Drew? What's your thoughts?
That's a really tough fight. I mean, because Aljo's, it seems like either one of them is pretty close to moving up anyway. And
In the embedded vlog, they both talk about how their time is limited and they do plan to move to 145 soon.
right,
Yeah.
so it's kind of like almost a stagnant fight for the bantamweight division. But I want to see. It's really going to be interesting to see what we get out of Henry because
Yes.
it's been like similar to John Jones.
Yeah,
It's been a long time since he's been in the octagon. 3 years, right?
3 years.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see, and he's not going to have the size advantage versus Aljo, so I think the wrestling might be a little more challenging than he's maybe anticipating.
You know, we do look at the stylistic matchups and the resume of Henry Cejudo. We see guys Dominic Cruz, Marlon Moraes, Demetrius Johnson, T.J. Dillashaw. Like, listen, Cejudo has beaten the best of the best. He's done it at the Olympic level. He's done it at 2 different weight classes. But
In the UFC.
let's realize that this is a 3-year layoff in a division that's on heavyweight, in a division where you have these young guys whose cardios are just get better and better. Like, it's easier. I
It's
feel like
been an active division, too.
it's
of,
easier to like wait and come
killers.
back in heavier divisions, I would say.
Right,
Personally, that's my thought process when I go into it.
No, right. I can kind of see that. And this has been an active division, like, with killers coming up. Like, I mean, this division's 15 deep with, like,
Yeah.
dogs. Like,
What I will say before we get to Sterling, when it comes to Cejudo, Cejudo has seen people like I don't think Sterling is a new kind of fighter for him to see. He's not someone who's going to present him with totally different styles. Like when he's fought
some of
great
his
opponents.
some of his striking is a little unorthodox on the feet, and
Agreed.
might be some strange angles and everything. But
Mhm.
but I think the overall game plan is not going to be much to. It's going to be pretty hard to like surprise Henry. I think he's got a very high fight IQ. He's watched all of Aljo's fights, and he is one of the best of all time.
Yeah, agreed. Combat sports
right.
athlete of one of the best of all time.
Right.
When it comes to keys to victory for Henry, okay, so I mean, use your Olympic level wrestling, right? Keep everything up the middle as well.
Right.
You know, the 1-2s will be huge for Henry, especially when you're looking at a guy like Henry or like Aljamain Sterling. Try to control his unorthodox style of the way he fights. Like, try to control it. Try to pace the fight at your pace, not the
Right.
Marab Elijah like style. Keep it at your pace, and you will win like the decision. I feel like Henry's a guy who can win decision. Like, but obviously look for a finish. Like, if you can get a submission win, which really is unlikely for him, but I don't know. I feel like the keys are so hard to pick for either fighter because it's so close.
This is a tough matchup. Who do you think is going to shoot first?
Henry.
Really, I was
Yeah.
I could kind of see a situation where Aljo shoots.
Either one, dude.
Yeah.
That's the crazy part
Right.
about it. But yeah, Henry, keep everything up the middle. He obviously is a wide person, like when it comes to his back and everything. So if it goes to the ground, obviously don't give up your back, but use that to your advantage.
Right.
Use your Olympic style wrestling, hold him down, and get some good ground and pound.
Yeah, just land on him,
Yeah, I think that's gonna be for Henry.
wear him down.
So a little bit about Sterling. What do you think Sterling has to kind of do to win this fight?
I mean, just probably what he always tries to do is get around the back and just like
Ruining
grab
him.
for his neck and land shots from
Get
the
kneed
back.
in the head or something.
Yeah, right. No, I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see because they're gonna both try to strike with each other and they're both gonna try to wrestle with each other. So we're gonna just have to see who's better.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
they're both feel as if they're better in both areas.
Mm-hmm. When it comes to Sterling, he has guys on his resume like Corey Sandhagen, which honestly, arguably, is probably his best one in the UFC. And obviously, he has the first Jan fight with the DQ, knee to the head,
Right.
where
question mark.
he was losing.
Right.
And the second fight, which was another decision where possible fluke, possibly.
Right.
I mean,
Little bit of a wasn't that great of a fight.
question mark kind of fight.
Another
The
one.
TJ Dillashaw, same thing. TJ's having that shoulder injury. Like there's so much uncertainty with the Funk Master that you're kind of. That's why I
mean, even with this one, I'm sorry not to cut you off, but like even with this one, like even if he were to win, then it's gonna be like, oh well, Henry was gone for 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's kind of been like taking these weird scenario fights
until he fights Marab. I feel like that'll always be the equation.
Right.
Like, oh, you never fought the top guy, stuff like that.
Like there's always been something to say about every one of your fights, like something weird.
There's always something which I hate that that to happen to a fighter, but it's just true. It's just true. Keys for Aljamain Sterling. That going off of what you said, man, I don't know. Like it's kind of again, it's such a hard thing to pick. I would say set your pace, like I said for Cejudo, but try to set your pace. I wouldn't try to close. Like I would try to keep a little bit of distance and let your unorthodox style try to carve him up.
Right.
Because he is hittable. We do know he's hittable. But it's hard for the Funk Master, right? We don't know. We don't know how Henry's going to look. So use your grappling ability. Try to get the back. Right. Obviously, if he slips up or makes a mistake, try to use the younger cardio to your advantage because we don't know how Cejudo is going to look at the cardio aspect being out for 3 years.
Right, and he came back bigger too. I think maybe if Alger's able to be rangy on the feet and move around a lot and just like maybe not land bombs, but like just honestly go for points, which is kind of his style anyway. That is something that I could see, an avenue I could see Aljo kind of taking until it ends up on the ground where he tries to get to the back.
Agreed. My my official prediction, I'm gonna have Henry Cejudo winning it by decision.
I'm gonna take Aljo by submission.
Okay, you think submission? You think he gets a rear naked or so?
I think he takes his neck at some point.
Isn't it weird that I can low-key see Henry's face in a choke right now? Like after you just said that, I can kind of see that happening.
Right.
Oh man, that's kind of tempting to take. But I'm gonna go Cejudo to decision, which I think either of our picks are pretty good.
That's a solid
there.
pick. I can definitely see this going to decision. Cejudo, if he's like close to what he was, it's gonna be. I mean, he's one of the goats. Like,
yeah. If he wins this fight, it'd be huge. He'll fight Sean O'Malley next, bearing a win after that. He'll try to challenge Volkanovski.
Right.
Interesting.
I mean, O'Malley definitely needs to get the next shot.
Yeah.
And anytime O'Malley's fighting, there's a lot of people that are watching, and I'm sure Henry's gonna love to cash in on that.
Yeah, because he's broke.
Right.
And that's why he's fighting again. Don't get it confused, guys. He needs the money.
For sure.
Definitely. Yeah. And guys, don't forget to tune in to One Championship Friday. It will be most likely, again, he hasn't said it officially, but he's rumored it might be Demetrius Johnson's last fight. And you don't get to watch a lot of the GOATs' last fight all the time, right? Growing up, there's a lot of GOATs GSP, like personally me, GSP, I didn't get to watch his last fight. So it'd be nice to watch someone like Demetrius Johnson.
He's been a monumental guy in the sport.
Mm-hmm. Like Mighty Mouse, baby.
Yeah, for sure.
Guy's a dog.
Absolutely.
Arguably
Legend.
another GOAT that could be in the
sure.
conversation.
For sure. He's in my top 3.
Yeah,
I think
that's pretty good. Official Demetrius Johnson by any way he fucking wants. Rotang's also on that card as well, so that's gonna be a good card.
Right,
definitely gonna be a card. Definitely gonna be a good card.
Yeah, we're gonna watch that.
Oh, for sure. Anything else, Drew?
No, man.
I mean,
it's a pretty card.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But I mean, hopefully they're not really rebounding too much at 289. I mean, kind of like 289 isn't looking too. It's kind of looking trash now. Payne just got hurt, so.
Right.
Oh, that's rough.
We'll see, but
290.
But pretty soon the Mac.
290.
Yeah.
And the Mac, please go in the pool June 1st. Please go in the pool June 1st. Defending.
Oh my God, I cannot wait.
Oh man.
Finally, we need it.
Yeah, we do. But nonetheless, guys, I'll take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody. No. Sorry, the Conor fandom's coming over. Hopefully, he fights in MSG in November.
Oh my God, we're going.
Oh, I have to.
We're going.
$10,000 fucking nosebleeds. Oh my gosh. Well, all right, guys. Thank you for watching. Turn the post notification bell on, and we'll keep you updated. Check our Twitter for if you aren't buying the pay-per-view. Which listening, brother, I don't blame you if you're not buying it. There's a stream somewhere, but nonetheless, guys, yeah, it's horrible. I can't believe this is a card. Thank you for watching, guys. Have a good one.
All right.